Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Brent, I just wanted to start this morning by apologizing. At the end of the show yesterday, I mentioned it, and it was something I'd said during the program yesterday, and I just feel like to be a better person, I want to apologize to you about, bringing up on the radio in front of everybody, all of our listeners, that I misinterpreted when you were talking about riding on a roller coaster that you were apprehensive and nervous for a short period of time, and I assumed it was because of the line they have. You have to be so tall to get on the roller coaster, and I think it was rude of me to bring that up on the air, that you would be concerned that maybe you wouldn't be tall enough to get on the roller coaster. So I just wanted to apologize for that this morning.
If I had a dime, even just a nickel, for every time you started a show with an apology to me for something you had said a previous time, man, that would be a great supplement to my income.
Well, I think it was unnecessary to bring that up on the air, the fact that maybe you couldn't ride a roller coaster because you weren't tall enough as a full-grown person. And I think that was rude of me to bring it up on the air like that. So, even though we're talking about it right now.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking of that myself. Yeah, and now here we are talking about the subject again.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Dave.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks for that heartfelt apology.
You bet, old buddy. You have some school lunch menus out.
Hey, we do have a few. And we'll have more, I think, as the week progresses.
We will. We're just a little bit short on menus right now.
Would you like me to start?
You bet.
All right. You think you can measure up? Following me?
Oh, I think I can stretch and make it.
Okay. SEM today. Burritos, Spanish rice, and corn on the menu today.
Sandhills, first day of school, chicken patty on a bun, tri-taters and corn.
Broken Bow today, traditional beefy lasagna with garlic breadstick or mini corn dogs, fresh baked turkey and cheese sub, or fajita salad with tortilla chips at Broken Bow.
And Selma Myrna Public Schools today, they'll have oven roasted hot dogs, grilled chicken sandwiches, fresh baked turkey and cheese subs, golden corn, fruit and veggie bar, fresh baked cinnamon buns, and milk. And you can have the 1% unflavored milk or the chocolate skim milk.
Oh, okay. Great.
Your preference.
Always good to have choices.
Sure is. Like multiple choice, right? You remember when you took a multiple choice test when you were a kid in school?
Yeah.
What did you use? Did you use a pen, or did they require that you use a pencil?
Well, I think it was always pencil.
Okay. Was it a number 2 pencil?
Yeah. Yeah, always required a number 2.
It's National Number 2 Pencil Day.
Is it now?
Yes.
Well, phenomenal.
Celebrating the world's most used writing utensil and the reason why you failed the IQ test in 9th grade.
Yeah.
Well, I know I did. Did you know number 2 pencils have darker lead, which shows up better on those old multiple choice test forms?
Oh.
Now, here's a true story.
Okay.
We have a pencil sharpener in the newsroom,
We do.
Yes, it's inside the cabinet. You open up the door, and it's on a shelf, just kind of like they used to do in school, and you sharpen your pencil. I was sharpening the pencil one day, and Gavin started chuckling. And he said,
Why?
I don't know how long it's been since I've seen somebody actually sharpen a pencil and use it.
I remember. Did you ever have when you were going through school, as especially grade school? Did you ever have that particular teacher that would get annoyed when you would raise your hand and say, "Can I go sharpen my pencil?"
Yeah, that in the restroom.
Yeah.
You know, can I go to the bathroom? That was always a good one to get out and stretch your legs a little bit. But I don't know, in kindergarten, so busy eating glue that we didn't really have time to worry about pencils. That glue was so delicious.
Yeah. You enjoyed that, did you? Was Elmer's your favorite flavor?
No, this was a kind of a pasty glue.
Oh,
I think it was made out of horse hooves.
okay.
I'm not sure, but sure tasted good.
Good. Ah, the memories.
Yeah. Number 2, pencils and glue.
Yeah. So number 2 pencil day today.
Yep. It's also Black Cat Appreciation Day.
Is it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Superstitions about black cats, you know, that's been going around since medieval times in Europe. When people believed black cats were witches in disguise.
Oh.
That's how that got started. They also thought a black cat crossing your path was a sign that death would soon come your way. And they were usually right back then because they didn't have, soap and toilets and medicine. So, probably wasn't very long before they dropped over dead after they saw a black cat. That's how that got started. Finally, it's a National I Love My Feet Day.
I love my feet day. There's actually a day to just love your feet.
Yep. Even though they might smell a little bit, they're yours.
They are.
And, if you treat them right, it helps. Foot doctors say 75% of adults have some kind of untreated foot problem. Bad shoes are usually to blame. And we've talked about that with our local physical therapists, how important it is to have good shoes, good support, and go to our local shoe stores here in our communities and talk to them about the right shoe for your foot. And then you can get those special support inserts. Recommend you go to, a therapist to get the right one for your feet. So this is National I Love My Feet Day.
All right. Well, here, let me just look at my foot right now. I love you, foot.
Oh, I love you too, little foot.
I love you, feet.
I like it when you don't hurt.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the CBS Hot News this morning.
All right. So are you going to play music from Little Feat today? Since I love my feet day.
No, I thought I'd go with Gordon Lightfoot.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Yeah.
By the way, he still plays music, and he just was getting ready to go out on tour. And, he does small venues, of course. He's 80-something, and he broke his wrist.
Oh.
So he's had to delay and he's, of course, been out because of the COVID thing, not being able to play in places, so he's very disappointed. Saw that article, thanks to my wife, of course, last weekend. Just an update on Gordon Lightfoot for you, since it's National I Love My Feet Day.
Yes.
All right, you want to play the game?
We can, yeah.
You accept my apology then? Are we good?
Absolutely, okay. Dave. You bet. Thank you so much for realizing that maybe you shouldn't have said something you said and then apologizing for it.
And I didn't want to bring
Makes me feel so much better.
Highlight on the radio then.
Well, no. Wouldn't want to do that, would we?
No.
All right. Final question regarding the Field of Dreams. By the way, did you know that they have scheduled next year's Field of Dreams game?
No, already?
Yes. You want to know who's playing in it?
Let's see, probably Boston?
No.
No. An older team, I thought.
Oh yeah. Come on.
Cubs?
Yeah, baby.
Are they going to have the Cubs that just lost 11 in a row?
Oh, be quiet. 11, I don't know what we've... I think we've won 10 games since the All-Star break.
I heard over the weekend they lost 11 in a row.
Well, yeah, maybe they've lost 11 in a row again. They did that earlier in the season too.
Oh yeah, they did again just recently.
That's when they started selling all their players.
Yeah.
And
who
they
else?
can't win.
Cubs and who else?
The Reds.
Cincinnati
and
yeah,
Chicago.
They're an older team too. Yeah. Okay,
So,
that should be fun. That was
yeah,
really
well, I
neat.
was excited. That's the most exciting news Cubs fans have been able to embrace in the past month and a half or longer. So
Well, they better get some new players.
yeah, they tell you what. After all they got rid of, they better be active in the off season. Just saying. All right. Well, we just had the Field of Dreams game, the first one played at Dyersville, Iowa, when the Chicago White Sox played the New York Yankees. So we're going to ask one final question about the movie Field of Dreams. Here it is. The movie is based on which work of art? The movie is based on which work of art? Your choices are an ad for the Iowa Tourism Council, a photograph, a poster, or a book.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The movie was based on which work of art? Was it based on an ad for the Iowa Tourism Council, a photograph, a poster, or a book? If you know, call us at 872-2801. It's Tumbleweed Day.
So you could win yourself a tumbleweed meal. If you answer correctly, give us a call.
Eat at the restaurant where everything is right. The food, the service, the atmosphere, and the price. At the Tumbleweed Cafe, they look forward to serving you. Their menu is filled with home-cooked meals you're sure to enjoy. When your plate is clear, don't forget to choose one of their delicious desserts. You'll enjoy the many things that make Tumbleweed the favorite dining spot of so many folks. Whether passing through or setting a destination, enjoy your next meal at the Tumbleweed Cafe, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
We have Tia on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, you told me something off the air we're going to talk about here in a moment. First, here's Brent with your question.
Okay, Tia, the movie Field of Dreams is based on what? An ad for the Iowa Tourism Council, a photograph, a poster, or a book?
I think it's a book.
Yeah, you got it. It's a book. Was based on Shoeless Joe, a 1982 book written by W.P. Kinsella.
That's right. And the actual movie, Field of Dreams, was originally going to be just Shoeless Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And then they decided that wasn't going to work. But, Tia, is it true that you've been to the Field of Dreams?
Oh, wow.
Yes, the kids and I and my husband went on vacation and went to Dilsaver, Iowa, and visited the actual field where the movie was.
Neat.
And they were building that big stadium when we were there.
Oh, that was my question. Was it built or they were building it then? What is it really? I mean, is there something kind of mysterious about it? Something special?
You know, it's very unique just to be there watching the movie, and the corn that is there is taller than Mike, which is, he's 6 foot, so it was kind of crazy to see. And just being there was really neat for the kids, and kids can go and play on the baseball field, and it was just really neat for everyone of our family to be there and know that there was a movie that was there. And to get in the field is just a free will donation. They don't charge very much because they just want people to come out.
Cool.
Yeah, that's very neat. I think the owner of the property was featured in a documentary that we happened to see a while back, and that's what he wanted it just to be, something that people could come and see. And look what it turned into with the other field being there, and now at least one major league game being played a year there. It's a pretty neat story. Did they supply balls and different things, or did you were supposed to bring your own gloves and bats, or how does that work?
A lot of people all bring their own bats and gloves to play on their field.
Mm-hmm. Gosh. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. That's really neat that you were there with the whole family. And stop and see us, Tia. We've got the certificate here for you for the Tumbleweed Cafe. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. And telling us the story about Field of Dreams. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Boy, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Well, many are familiar with Jason Jorgensen.
Mm-hmm.
Jason is the sports director at KRVN.
Yes.
Does Loper Sports, and he was at the Big Ten Media Days in Indianapolis, and I noticed on Twitter he had posted a picture of him at the Hickory Gym. You know the movie Hoosiers?
Oh, yeah.
He was in the gym that was at what was the gym that they practice in, played their home games at Hickory, right?
Right, yeah.
And it was a picture of him taking a jump shot. And to me, that would be equal to Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be? Because that's in Indiana, too.
Yeah, and that's probably a
you got
real
Indiana and Iowa. Man, that'd be a fun road trip.
That would be a nice tour.
Go there, shoot a basket, and then go play catch on the Field of Dreams.
And of
That'd
course,
be pretty neat.
The Field of Dreams was built for the movie, and I don't know about the gym, whether that was a real gym.
Yeah, I think that's an actual gym.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm not 100% on that.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big evening coming up on this Tuesday up in Anselmo.
Yes, yeah. We'll be in Anselmo at the Foo Bar tonight. We'll be working with the Anselmo Myrna Booster Club. They're going to put together a little kickoff for fall sports, and so we'll be there for that. It'll be from 6 until 7:30. We invite you to come out and join us in person. Should be a pleasant evening, and we'll be doing it from 6 until 7:30. We'll be visiting with some of the coaches and players of the Anselmo Myrna fall sports teams, and we'll be doing that live from 6 to 7:30 at the Foo Bar in Anselmo, and we'll also broadcast it for you on KBBN 95.3 FM. And then later this morning, we've got our friends with the Broken Bow Athletic Booster Club coming in to visit with us because we're going to do the Broken Bow Fall Sports Annual Kickoff Thursday of this week, and that'll be at Kincaid Brewing Company from 5 until 8. We'll be visiting with coaches and players of all of Broken Bow's fall sports teams. That'll be on Thursday, 5 to 8 at Kincaid, and we'll have friends from the Broken Bow Athletic Booster Club coming in on the breakfast show later today to talk about that.
Following week, first volleyball broadcast coming up and some football, so it's going to be here soon, fall sports. That's going to be fun. Also want to remind you that on Thursday, the mobile food pantry will be at the Mason City First Baptist Church from 3 until 5. Now, this is a drive-up service, so you just pull through and pick up a box of food. Anyone is welcome, free of charge, no documents or anything like that are needed. And if you have a neighbor maybe that can't get out that could use some food, I think they're okay with that too. That's at Mason City's First Baptist Church Thursday from 3 until 5 p.m. If you're celebrating a birthday today, you're celebrating with Robert De Niro. He is 78 today. And also Sean Penn, 61 years old today, broke out as the stoner in Fast Times at Ridgemont High as Jeff Spicoli. And also the lead vocalist of the 80s pop group The Go-Go's is 63 today. That's Belinda, and I'm not sure about the pronunciation on the last name. It's Carlisle, I think.
Carlisle, yep, Belinda Carlisle.
Yep, and she is 63 years young today.
Wow.
Yep. Spelled a little different, but Carlisle. All right. Also, news this morning about the baseball card record that we heard about yesterday. We're talking about, people with maybe too much money. Yeah.
Honus Wagner card, right?
Yep.
Set the record?
Set the record for the most expensive sports card ever. About a half a dozen other times there was, cards that really stood out. This certainly was one of them. The card back in 1991 sold for $451,000. But what was this, $1.5 million or something like that?
I thought it was 6.6.
Oh, it is. Yeah, 6.6. Yeah.
And then the old record, I think, was a Mickey Mantle card brought over $5 million.
Yeah. LeBron James rookie card sold for $5.2 in April.
Oh.
Too. So they're up there around that $5-6 million mark for a card.
Wow.
Also, would you like to be buried beside Marilyn Monroe?
No, not necessarily.
How about Hugh Hefner?
No, wouldn't have to be.
Okay, well, you can be if you want to spend some money. There's a vacant spot near Maryland, and Hugh's
okay.
right nearby. And the starting price on this plot is $2 million.
Okay. Well,
So if you want to be buried beside Marilyn Monroe or Mr. Hefner, starting price is at Memorial Park in Los Angeles at $2 million.
okay. I'll
Just
keep
thought you
that in
wanna
mind.
know.
All right.
Logan's here from Arrow Seed.
Well, hi there.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
Listening to you guys talk about, outrageous prices for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so that brings me into this.
Yes.
So you know how there's a whole bunch of different political views these days?
Oh gosh.
Oh, there
Yeah,
are?
every single spectrum. Well, so back in the day, Karl Marx,
Yeah.
Marxism, Marxism.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Anyway, like redistribution of wealth, socialism, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that his sister actually became very wealthy? She invented the starting pistol.
No.
Yeah, her name was Anya. Anya Marx.
On your marks.
I'm gonna have a sip of coffee right here.
Oh my! I don't. I'm now in the position of Dave for the first time. Dave, you're gonna have to take it. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can go on after that one. On your marks.
On your marks.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Logan.
Yeah. So you know what wouldn't sell for a whole lot of money is the Logan Gerardin from Arrow Seed joke book.
Oh my!
That would bring record low prices.
I don't know.
Do they still do the? What was the reality show? It was. What was the name of it? The people trying to be stand-up comedians. It was a reality show, and looking for the top comic.
Oh, I have
can't think
not
of the
seen that.
name of it now.
I
But
thought that was
if-
just Tuesday mornings on KBBN from 7:50 to 8.
yeah, no, we're the ones that weren't good enough to make the show.
Oh,
But I was, you should try it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
you should go on that show if it still exists. I don't know. It was
Well,
like stand-up comic, or I don't know what it was called.
It might, it might be like my favorite yardstick manufacturer.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed they're not making them any longer.
Okay.
You're so quick.
What's going on at Arrow Seed?
Well, there's a lot going on at Arrow Seed right now.
Would you tell us about it,
Actually,
please?
I would love to. It is the season for small grains. So it'd be your rye, triticale, barley, wheat. You could even do some fall oats
Okay.
if you wanted to. If you do oats in the fall, you can get a good crop off of them. Most guys will pasture them because once it freezes, they're done for. But rye and triticale and barley, those are all winter annuals, so they're gonna stay over the winter and then come back again next spring.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have rye available. Got plenty of it available, and we do have bulk rye, and that would be 160 bushel minimum. But we can load it out of our grain bin into a seed tender or boxes or what have you,
Okay.
or a truck.
Yep.
So, and then we've also got all the way up to, I think we can do like 1,000 bushel at a time. So, and there's different price tiers for that.
Okay. So you're selling some seed.
We are.
That's what you guys do.
You know, it's weird. Our name is Arrow Seed, and we sell seed.
Wow.
I know.
Just kind of goes together, doesn't
It
it?
does.
Different kinds of seed, though, at different times of the year.
Yes, it's not just one. It should be called Arrow Seeds
Yes.
because we don't just sell one seed. There's no magic bean. It's just we sell it all.
Yep, you do. And this time of year, you're selling the cover crops and
We are.
grazing crops.
Yeah, anything, if a cow can eat it, we're selling it. Also, if a deer can eat it, we're selling it. If people can eat it, we're selling it. You know, if a dog can walk on it in a yard, we're selling it. If a cow can walk on it in a pasture, we're selling it.
So provide lots of different
we do.
products for different things. Speaking of the deer, I read right. Is a season opening up here on deer already?
Yeah, archery season starts September 1st.
Oh, September 1st. Okay. All right.
The Game and Parks had a little misprint on a news blast or a little publication they put out, and they had archery season starting like 3 weeks earlier than it actually does.
But September 1's actual. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I would assume that if there's archery hunters out there and they've had plots, that's already been done. And
yeah,
or would you plant
you
this
can
fall?
still plant this fall. You know, it kind of depends on if you're going after early season or if you're going after right before the rut, after the rut. You know, what time frame are you going to be chasing your game?
Okay. All right.
So, but right now, you know, you'd be like our Brassica Plus. It's got turnips, radish, rapeseed, hybrid brassica, and ryegrass in it, and that's a good one to get in the ground now. And then by mid to late October, it usually starts really drawing them in. They'll come and browse on it for a little bit early season, but as it gets colder, it's a lot higher energy food source, and it's going to be there to draw them in.
And they know that, so they
do
come for it.
It's like a buffet. They just keep coming
It doesn't
back.
sound too bad, actually.
No.
Yeah, a lot of different things in it. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and the same can be said for cattle. You know, planting cover crops after silage to give them something to pasture, something to munch on through the winter months into next spring, or maybe you just want it as a good cover to keep the weeds down. You know, kind of help out the soil a little bit. We can get you covered there too.
Okay. Never ends, continues throughout the seasons.
It does, you know, and a lot of people, well, why would I want to plant something that's going to grow over, you know, that's going to be there over the winter time? Well, it's going to do a whole lot for you, actually. It's going to catch moisture in the form of snow. It's going to keep that soil from eroding, either wind or hard spring rains. You know, it's going to hold things in place, but it's also just going to help your soil in general.
Yeah, the matter itself's going to work itself in. Yeah.
Yep. You know, it's gonna help that organic matter. And I know you guys have probably seen it in the spring after a big wind event.
Yeah.
You'll see the snow drifts in the ditch that are just completely black with dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's land that is going bye-bye.
It's leaving the field.
It's leaving the field,
going
to the neighbor. So if that neighbor has residue on their field, it's going to catch it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's one of those things that why not keep the land where you want it?
Yeah, on your fences.
Exactly.
Yeah, between your fences,
Yeah, you want to keep the land, your land, where your land is.
Yeah. Well, and you even see in some extreme cases when you have really nasty winds without snow, you'll actually see dirt drifts.
Exactly.
Which is really reminds you of the Depression days,
Yep.
when this topsoil was blowing all over the country, which we learned a hard lesson there. So
yeah, you know, people when you hear of erosion, you think water. That's the first thing you think of
you
is
do.
water erosion. But wind erosion is probably more prevalent than water erosion because the wind always blows
around here most of the time. And we don't always get those gully washers. I mean, we had 2019 to remind us that certainly can happen. And even with the best of soil methods, that was tough on everything.
That was, you know, I think the guys that had cover crops planted probably fared a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it still, getting that much rain on frozen ground.
Yeah, it
was just hard on everything.
That was a perfect storm, as they say, because of the ground still being frozen hard. But typically, you're right. You think of water eroding land, but wind works on us every day.
Exactly. You know, it's one of those things that if you have something planted there, after you take your row crop off, bean ground is a good one because that's usually pretty bare. You know, get in there with some rye or triticale or just something to keep it held in place. And if you do rye or triticale or a cover crop after beans, you can pasture that too. You know, it might not look like there's a whole lot of growth there, but it's doing something for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm thinking too, you mentioned, and this is the time of year where they'll start chopping for silage and going out. And when they do that sort of a method, that takes it right down to the ground. You don't have stalks left to go back into the soil. So a cover crop there would really, especially on, I would think, if you can muster it on dry land.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. Even if we're not getting moisture right now, if you have it planted there, it's going to grow. It might not be right away, but it'll be there when we start getting rain next spring. You know, maybe this fall we start getting a little bit more moisture. It's easier to plant it in dry conditions than we get a whole bunch of rain and then it's too wet to plant and then you miss your planting window.
Yeah, it plugs everything up. And all right, so you're rolling. What else you got for us?
Gardens are, some of them are looking pretty tough, mine included. I got a little bit lax on my fungicide, and I've got some blight showing up on my tomatoes. And I've got a whole lot of not ripe tomatoes that weather, the whole, you know, not being cool really hurts them.
That's weird too, because I think a lot of us will go, hey, we want a lot of sunshine on those and we want to get them ripe, but the actual temperature,
the actual air temperature dictates that. So where it's been over 90 degrees for approximately 92 days in a row, just hasn't helped anything.
Yeah, we got a lot of green ones too, although our garden is shaded some, so we're starting to get some red ones, but not.
I've picked just a very minimal amount of ripe tomatoes, but I could pick bushels and bushels and bushels of green tomatoes.
Ones. Yeah. Well, what happens too is, unfortunately, you wait all summer, and when you have a summer like this where the temperature is consistently somewhere either side of 90, and if it works out, and I hope it does, one day you're going to have a whole bunch of tomatoes all at once, right?
Exactly. Yep, which that won't be the end of the world.
No.
One thing to keep in mind, though, with all these green tomatoes, you know, don't overwater. That'll cause those fruits to crack. So then they get the big cracks down the side of them.
Yeah.
It's because they're taking up, you know, they're might be a little bit thirsty, but you dump a whole bunch of gallons of water on it, and then they try to drink it all at once, and then they split.
So what can folks out there do if they have some fungus going on and that sort of thing? What can you treat that with?
Yep, so we've got a broad spectrum fungicide. It is either a ready-to-use spray bottle, or we've got the concentrate. You know, maybe you've got a lot of tomatoes or a lot of tomato plants, and you're gonna need a lot more volume. So we've got the concentrate that you mix with water and then spray, or we've got the little spray bottle that's ready to go right out of the gate.
Okay. And to conclude things here, once we get the tomatoes plucked off the vine and we remove the plants, a cover crop would be a good idea, right?
It would be. You know, I've done a cover crop on my garden for, I think, the past 5 years now, and it's definitely helped. You know, it's really helped mellow out the soil. The water infiltration is awesome. You know, anytime you can get roots growing, it's going to create new pathways for that water to go. So it's not going to run off. It's going to soak in. Water holding capacity goes up. Your plants are going to be a lot happier with a lot less water.
Makes it a little bit more of a sponge type where it actually draws the soil in rather than packs it on top.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it's worth it. And then do you till that back in the spring? Is that what you do?
You can. Generally what I do, I did till it this year, and that was just because I had a whole bunch of grass clippings and a whole lot of stuff on top of the soil. So it was getting to be a little bit much to no-till into it. But generally I've just let it be, spray it out, plant right into it, or I've roller crimped it before. So if you roll it like a cover crop of wheat or rye, if you roll it over and you break those stems, then it terminates the crop.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, and then plant right into it, and you have a nice mulch, nice mat, minimal weeds. So,
and a good place to plant.
It is.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
if it works on a 160 acre pivot, why wouldn't it work on a 16 square foot garden?
Yeah, and it's manageable, you know.
Exactly.
I'm going to give that a try this year. I'm kind of curious to see what that'll look like this next spring.
You know, and it's one of those things. I had a green carpet because I planted wheat this past fall. I planted wheat on it, and it was the greenest of green carpets all winter long. After all the snow had melted elsewhere, it was still holding snow.
There you go.
So it was holding moisture.
It's funny how we're starting to figure out we need to go back to how Mother Nature set it up to start with.
Exactly. You know, and you don't have to plant it in the fall. You can leave your garden crops standing. They're going to die, obviously. But you can go in next spring and do a small grain, so oats, spring barley, spring triticale, or you could do oats and peas. So the oats and peas, it's got the good grass crop of the oats, nice fibrous roots, a lot of organic matter. The peas, being a legume, will add nitrogen to your soil, so then your fertilizer costs will go down and you'll have a bumper crop of everything.
Sounds fun.
So there's lots of options for either the super big guys or just the average gardener.
All right. Oh, we're way past time here, but it's been really interesting. And also, real quickly, stop in to Arrow Seed. It is that time of year to start thinking about those, what I want to say, the processing things that you have there for hunting season and the cooking cans and all of that sort of thing.
Yes, I do really quickly. I know we're going over on time, but I do want to mention we did get a new shipment of processing supplies in.
Okay.
So we got some new seasonings, some vacuum sealers, that type of stuff. That being said, if you think you're going to need some, it might not be a bad idea to get it now, because our resupply time or the time that I order it to the time that I receive it has been getting longer and longer.
I'm sure, yeah.
So
about everything's that way. So
it is.
Come in and talk to you sooner than later.
Yes.
All
and
right.
if it's something I might need to order for you, let me know so I can get it on order. That way, hopefully, we'll have it by the time you need it.
Okay. Thanks, Logan.
Yeah. Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
Boy, we're in trouble. The man upstairs is up in the top office is going to be mad at us. It's way late.
Sorry, Jeremy.
Oh wait, we're not corporate. We don't have an upstairs.
That's right, buddy.
News is next.
There are fewer words sweeter in the state of Nebraska than... And Geared for Sports in Broken Bow is ready to help you cheer for the Huskers. New Husker gear arrivals are hitting their racks in men's and women's sizes, perfect for showing your team's spirit. And remember, when you need to gear up for the sports you are playing, visit Geared for Sports, west side of the square in Broken Bow, open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4.
Are you experiencing any of these symptoms? Numbness or weakness in your hand, arm, foot, or leg? Problems with walking and balance? Neck or back pain? Pain or cramping in legs when you walk or stand for long periods of time? This could be spinal stenosis, which is the narrowing of the spaces in your spine. Dr. Hackle can help with the Cox technique, which is safe, gentle, and it gets results. Head to backboneofhealthcare.com or call 870-2171 to set up your evaluation with Backbone of Healthcare.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we wake you up?
Nebraska's favorite way to start the day on KCNI KBBN.
CBS News Brief. COVID booster jabs on their way. Ask them why in the nation's overworked emergency rooms.
We've seen a 2-minute increase in our average time.
Interim Chief of EMS Jasper Brown says call volume is up 18 to 20% since the latest surge started. Before the pandemic, the average turnaround time for an ambulance was 27 minutes.
KEYE's Ricardo Lewis in Austin, Texas. Order restored at Kabul airport after yesterday's scenes that saw terrified Afghan civilians trying to flee the Taliban takeover. CBS's David Martin.
U.S. officials say the runway has been cleared at the airport and cargo planes are flying in and out. The ones coming in are bringing in more combat troops to enforce security and the ones going out are taking evacuees.
Haitians have been cut a tiny break. Tropical Depression Grace has so far failed to trigger flooding and mudslides in the area hit by last weekend's earthquake.
We got a little bit of rain, but we were expecting much, much worse.
CBS's Vladimir Duthier. The death toll now above 1,400. CBS News Brief. I'm Vicki Barker.
Here is a look at state news. I'm Gavin Higgins. Police arrested a 23-year-old Lincoln man after he allegedly cut a woman's ear in front of her 11-year-old child. Officials said at around 4:30 p.m. Saturday they were called to a home in the 6900 block of Whitewater Lane where they found a 37-year-old woman with a significant injury to her ear. Police arrested Bue Coca on possession of second-degree domestic assault and child abuse. The woman was taken to a Lincoln hospital for the injury, which was not believed to be life-threatening. A Nebraska City man will spend time in prison after an incident with his girlfriend resulted in her death. Dan Swanson with News Channel Nebraska has the story.
Joshua Fuller, 50, of Nebraska City, was sentenced to 3 years in prison for a December 2nd incident that killed his girlfriend at a Nebraska City trailer park. Prosecutors say 44-year-old Shannon Robinson was fatally wounded when a tire of a pickup truck driven by Fuller ran over her head. Public Defender Michael Ziske said Fuller and Robinson were parenting their children together, but had argued that day before Robinson fell and was hit by the tire.
The initial incident in this case was in no way an intentional act on Mr. Fuller's part. It was very tragic for all involved, and I'm certainly deeply sorry for Ms. Robinson's family.
Ziske said Fuller's decision to leave the scene did not change the outcome for Robinson, as witnesses called 911 immediately. District Judge Julie Smith said a probation officer recognizes that Fuller is remorseful and is in the contemplative state of change, but the probation office does not recommend a sentence of probation. The judge said victims' statements ask for prison time of 10 to 50 years.
Witnesses indicated that you looked in the rearview mirror, saw the victim laying on the ground. You did not get out to check on her, to help her, or to call for medical help for her. Instead, you sped off. Not only did you leave the area where the accident occurred, but you fled the state of Nebraska.
The judge said Fuller will serve a year and a half in custody, less 257 days credit for time already served. He will then have 18 months post-release supervision. From Nebraska City, I'm Dan Swanson, News Channel Nebraska.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In Major League Baseball games of note, the Braves beat the Marlins 12-5. Freddie Freeman and Adam Duvall each homering for the second straight game for Atlanta as they're a game and a half up on idle Philadelphia for the top spot in the NL East. Giants over the Mets 7-5. Chris Bryant, a couple of home runs for San Francisco in the win. New York is now a 3.5 back of Atlanta in the NL East race. San Francisco remains 4 up on LA in the NL West. Dodgers kept pace with a 2-1 win over the Pirates. Astros fall to the Royals 7-6. It was the A's losing to the White Sox 5-2, so Houston's still 2.5 up on Oakland in the AL West race. Rays beat the Orioles 9-2, handing Baltimore its 12th straight loss. Tampa Bay moves 3.5 up on idle Boston in the AL East race. Yankees get by the Angels 2-1. Joey Gallo's 2-run homer in the first for New York. All the runs they would need. They're a game and a half back of Oakland for that final wildcard spot in the American League. Padres fall to the Rockies 6-5, while the Reds beat up on the Cubs 14-5. So San Diego just a game and a half up on Cincinnati for the final wildcard spot in the National League.
Here's your weatherology forecast. We'll find temperatures climbing into the upper 80s for today under lots of sun. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies will drop back to a low of 66. For Wednesday, abundant sunshine with highs approaching 90. And then for your Thursday, a chance for some afternoon showers and storms with a high of 87. For Friday, still that chance for storms there, back to the lower 80s. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Don't let falling behind on your spraying affect your yield. Now is the time to book fungicide and insecticide applications on corn and soybeans with Aero Aviation. Not only can you fight disease, but you can improve plant health at the same time, increasing yields. Easily control insects like grasshoppers, rootworms, beetles, and western bean cutworms with the help of Aero Aviation. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim with Aero Aviation at 308-872-5113 to talk about your options. 65 degrees outside here at Broken Bow. I can't really call it a clear sky because I don't think it's clouds up there, but the sun doesn't look very bright. I think it might be hazy again. I'm not sure anymore. You get a cloudy sky, you know what's going on. You get a clear sky and it looks cloudy, you don't know what's going on. It's a white sky is what I call it sometimes. It's a white sky, Brent.
Okay, we'll go with that.
My good friend, Brent. Winds are out of the southeast at 5 miles per hour or so. Barometric pressure continues a slow rise at 29.93. Humidity at 86%. High yesterday was a warm 89 with an overnight low of 62. Sunset at 8:36. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:50. 32 hundredths precipitation so far this month. That's a look at weather and news here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Thanks to Logan for dropping by. We'll be visiting with Mark Stock in just a little bit with Big Iron Auction Company. And then later on in the show, as Brent mentioned, the Broken Bow Booster Club will be in. Now, do you know who's coming in to represent the Booster Club?
Not exactly sure. I have a good feeling Barry Fox will be one.
Barry Fox?
But I'm not sure. I don't know exactly.
The Barry Fox? Big, tall Barry Fox?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
The guy that's a supervisor and a Kincaidor?
Yes. Yeah, that would be the one.
He's coming in?
Well, I'm thinking so, yeah. But I'm not 100% sure who will be representing them today.
Do you have any special questions for him if he does come in? I have a couple.
Special question? Well, I have questions related to the event that are in my mind, but I'm guessing that your questions would go beyond that.
Oh, you're going to ask him about the event?
Yeah. Well, I kind of figured that's why they were coming in.
Oh, okay. All right, I got you.
Okay.
awards banquet Saturday evening for the Sork races. Was Becky Daly around there?
She was, yeah.
Was she on her golf cart? Did she stay on her golf cart?
No, I don't. I think she was just sitting there enjoying the awards presentation like everybody was. I don't think she was in a golf cart. No.
Oh, okay, all right. I just wondered. She looks so hot in that golf cart. I just think she would probably just sit there in the golf cart at the awards banquet and look hot.
Yeah, well, no, I think she was just sitting on one of the benches when I saw her.
Well, I'm sure she looked great.
Yeah, she did.
There's just something about Becky Daly in a golf cart.
Yeah.
Just kind of jacks you up, you know what I'm saying? Are you on an island again?
Well, I'm getting close to going there, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Of custom foot orthotics casted right here in our clinic, and see how proper gait mechanics can help reduce your pain, improve your movement, and so much more. That's the Pearson Physical Therapy Foot Pain and Stride Clinic the week of August 16th through the 20th. Call 308-872-5800 to reserve your free 30-minute assessment.
Varney Health Mart, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, invites you to save during the month of August on these allergy products. Benadryl 24-count tablets are $4.99. Health Mart brand Allergy Relief 30-count tablets are $9.99, or get 90-count for $16.99. Children's all-day allergy for indoor and outdoor allergy relief are $6.99. Varney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Can you believe it? The end of summer is here. School is back and fall is coming quickly. That means it's time to save on end of summer specials at Bow Bootery. Summer footwear for the whole family is 50% off, including sandals, flip-flops, and summer shoe styles. There are still plenty of shoes that need to go home with you, and we have warm weather left to use them. Can't beat getting them for half price either. Summer specials 50% off at Bow Bootery on the square in Broken Bow.
8:36 is your time. You know Chip is hip, don't you?
I've been told that, yes. In fact, I think you're the one that has said that on numerous occasions.
Chip is hip. He's no dip. He knows his insurance.
He does.
Also, of course, Liana
Yes.
is hotter or as hot as a plate of lasagna. Those two together make quite a team, and now they just keep growing and growing and growing. We're talking about Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, centered out of Callaway, Nebraska, in the Seven Valleys.
Yes, indeed. And just recently, earlier this summer, they purchased Troxel Insurance. Many of you, I know, through the years have dealt with Tim in regards to your insurance needs. Now, here's the good news. While Troxel Insurance Agency will now be Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, Tim is still staying on. So you can still talk to Tim, just a part now of Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. Tim will be staying on, but Chip and Karen and Liana will also be available in the Broken Bow office now on a rotating basis as well. Now clients of both offices will have more company options for coverage, but the same great service that you have become accustomed to. Chip continues to focus on ag, business, and personal property policies. Liana working on all the Medicare coverage certifications for the upcoming year. October's right around the corner, and that's when that really takes off. So you might want to even think about making an appointment now with Liana to talk about some of that as we start to move into the latter part of 2021. Give them a call at 308-836-2201. You can visit them on their office, Main Street in Callaway, or now at the Broken Bow former Troxel Insurance location, which is 914 South D, right here in Broken Bow. Again, their number, 308-836-2201.
You know Brian Beaumont and his beautiful mate, Heidi?
Yes.
You know Tim Ritchie? I asked you this the other day. Have you had a chance to meet Tim?
I don't know.
You're going to like him.
I'm sure I will.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He knows a lot about lumber and nails.
That's good.
And shingles and paint.
It's good. That's good that you know a lot about that stuff when you work at a lumber yard.
You ever think about maybe adding on to your home or building a garage or a shed? You ever have that pass through your brain?
I think we've all thought about it.
But you know what?
Some of us have done it.
Yeah. You need a plan.
A plan is good.
Okay. If I plan this much floor space, what all am I going to need as far as materials go? And what is in the budget to be able to afford to be able to do that? Now, you know Heidi. She's soft-spoken.
Yes.
She's very bright.
Yep.
I like her. She's nice.
Yes.
She would sit down with you and make a plan.
Yeah.
Help you make a plan. If you wanted to build a doghouse, for instance, maybe for your dog or for you when you're in trouble.
I was going to say.
They used to call it a doghouse. Some of them call it a man cave now.
Yeah.
But they could help you plan to do that. And you know what the materials, what it's going to cost, maybe maybe a blueprint of exactly how it's going to be built. All that's available at Ansley Lumber and Supply, downtown Ansley, America.
Yeah, and you talk about building things to enhance your property. How about a deck?
Oh, they're very popular.
Yeah. For those of you wanting to add a deck or even update your existing deck, make sure you talk to them about all of the options available through Ansley Lumber and Supply. They can order just what you need to create the perfect place to relax and host your get-togethers as we go through the rest of the summer on into the fall. Also, they've got everything you need from premium lumber to metal for metal buildings, GAF shingles. They got Benjamin Moore paint, over 3,500 colors. Ansley Lumber and Supply also offers whole new home building packages. And like Dave said, you can consult with them. They can help you put together a plan. And also, they can talk to you about delivery, which is available too. So give them a call today at 935-1815 or just stop by Ansley Lumber and Supply. Locally owned and operated right there in downtown Ansley. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Open on Saturday from 8 until noon.
They'll take care of you at Ansley Lumber and Supply, Ansley, America. I don't mean to stir up trouble. You know I don't want to do that.
No, I've never seen you attempt to do that at all. If there is anyone that is full of nothing but positivity and encouragement, That would be David J. Burney.
So I'm going to be careful about this, but we could have a heated debate here, and I want to avoid that. So first of all, I want to just say off the top, it's your choice. You decide what to do with this particular subject.
Okay.
But if you have a pancake, a big, thick, wonderful pancake, why would you put peanut butter on it? Some people like peanut butter on a pancake and then pour syrup over it. Personally, I believe a lot of butter, many packets of butter, lots of butter, and then syrup over it is more tasty. But here's the thing.
Yes.
It's still a free country in America.
That's right.
And you can have your pancake however you want it at the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow.
You can.
Whether
and, man,
you-
they are delicious, too. I had, a while back, went to the Tumbleweed with a friend of mine for supper, and the special was pancake.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm like, well, that sounds kind of good for supper tonight, actually. But it just said pancake. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of hungry. I hope I get filled up. Just a pancake.
Oh,
Because
boy.
I'd never had one before.
Oh, you
That's
hadn't?
Tumbleweed. No. And so I ordered that. Oh, my goodness. That was the biggest pancake I've ever seen in my life.
And they're thick.
Thick, but you know what I loved? They're not, it wasn't a sponge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
or
about?
uncooked in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, it's perfect and delish. And along with it, the best tasting bacon I've ever had.
They have good bacon there.
Mm-hmm.
They really do. Bacon goes with those pancakes really nicely. And, of course, the thing about pancakes is that you can have them up to a certain time in the morning, along with waffles. Then they have to switch the griddle over to dinner. Other than that, you can have any kind of breakfast you want whenever you walk in the door. Now, I know some folks who, after church, go out and have breakfast.
Sure.
Because
brunch.
anymore, breakfast is, available all the time at Tumbleweed, and especially in the summer, a lot of church services that are at 10. And so it's about 11 o'clock or so when they get out. They just have breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
But they can also, if they want to, because this is still a free country in America, you can go through the buffet.
Mm-hmm.
And you can probably dive into some of those delicious green beans. What, by the way, probably has a little chunk of bacon in there.
And bacon makes it better.
Or dip in with a big old spoon and pile a big old mound of corn on your plate, along with those mashed potatoes and gravy. By the way, just a added value here, just put a little volcano top in your mashed potatoes and put some butter in there, then pour your gravy over.
You mind if I say something quick?
Go ahead.
I just love on Tuesdays when we do the Tumbleweed live read because your eyes light up and glitter.
Well,
every time we talk about the Tumbleweed, that's great.
Here's
because
the deal.
it's a staple, man.
It's a staple.
We love it.
And it's, you know what, if you can't go to Grandma's house for some reason, or Grandma doesn't live nearby,
Mm-hmm.
you can go to the Tumbleweed and eat like you're at Grandma's house.
Good old home cooked meal.
Yeah, yeah. And so the buffet's there, party room's there, Carmen and the crew is there for you 7 days a week at the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Now let's drive on down in our radio minds
to
Cozad.
Oh, we're driving to Cozad. Okay.
Now,
Dawson County.
Just had a great conversation with Tammy Thurn, who you remember Tammy worked here at the radio station and sold advertising for us. What a wonderful gal. We had such a good time. She is really involved in things going on in Cozad. She works at a senior care facility there, and they are ramped up and doing all kinds of activities. Go online and check out Cozad's Chamber page on internet, and you will find that Cozad has ramped it up. They got a lot of things going on, including some great shops. Now, I cannot believe that this is the third Thursday of this month already, but it is, and Rustic and Red always has activities and good things to shop for, and this week it's the Thursday celebration.
Yeah, every third Thursday of the month, Rustic and Red in Cozad does something special that they call their Sippin' Shop. And so that'll be this Thursday. Now, the store will be open from 10 to 7, and they'll have some great specials going on during the day. So be listening. We'll share more of that with you as we go through the week. Also, always encourage you to check their Facebook page at Rustic and Red. That's where they keep you up to date with things going on and with the specials that they'll be dealing out on Sip and Shop Thursday coming up this week. As far as the sipping portion, it starts at 4 o'clock. It'll go till 7, but there will be discounts throughout the store all day as they'll be open from 10 to 7. Rustic and Red has a great new selection of purses, wallets, and clutches, great for all your looks. So check those out. Make it a girls' night out, a date night, or just come and browse while enjoying a signature cocktail. It's the Sip and Shop this Thursday. Store open 10 to 7. Sipping starts at 4 this Thursday in Cozad at Rustic and Red.
Have you noticed here at the station with the crew that they're kind of what I term as clothes hogs? In other words,
clothes hogs.
Yeah,
What
they
does
just
that mean?
Well, you've been around Shannon. That woman would climb to Mount Everest for a T-shirt.
That's true. Yeah, it seems like every event that we are involved in or asked to be involved in or whatever, Shannon thinks there ought to be a T-shirt commemorating it.
Yeah,
yes.
And so there's always a conversation in the back. Oh, we're going to go cover this event. Oh, we should get some shirts for that.
Well, yeah, we should get a T-shirt.
Some pullovers,
That's
some polos, or some shirts. They always come up with this, well, that would be cool to have a new shirt for this.
Uh-huh.
And I suppose it's almost time maybe to look at the wardrobe here and maybe freshen it up a little bit. And like we've done before, nobody better than Circle V Stitch and Post to be able to facilitate that for us.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no reason to head out of town. Stop by and take a look at Velma's in-stock merchandise or shop her many catalogs of quality merchandise to find the perfect apparel or item that you would like to personalize. If you're looking for uniforms or team apparel, as we come into the high school sports season, Velma can help you create something for your team or group that will raise the bar. It can be any team. Sports, dance, rodeo, ranch, got caps, shirts, polos, jackets, you name it. And Velma can set you up. So give her a call today to get your creation started. 872-6173. 872-6173. Circle V Stitch and Post, located just north of Broken Bow out on Paulson Road.
Do you think it's a sign when you and your wife, and her name's Shelley, right?
Mine is, yes.
Okay, you and your wife, Shelley. Do you ever find yourself more comfortable watching a movie where it has the captions down below?
Well, it depends how noisy it is in the house.
Well, there you go. Now, I think it's great because some...
But I'm not a big fan of them, no. I'd rather just listen.
Well, I would too. But when you can't... Some movies, the talking is really low.
Yes.
But then when a adventure scene comes on or an action theme,
and the music
blows you out of your chair.
That's true. Yeah.
Now, I will admit that the captions, when they say man grumbling or grunting or melancholy music, it not only tells you what they're saying, it tells you all the sounds.
Right.
Dog barking in distance. That's a little distracting.
Yeah. See, that when the captions are on, it kind of takes... I'm so glued into reading what the captions say that I kind of miss just watching the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we watched one last night. That was an action film and kind of a mystery. And we left it on. And because the fan's rolling and the air conditioner's going, it comes in pretty handy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm wondering, when we shut the fan off, when it cools off, and we shut the air conditioner off, if we're still going to want to use the captions, because Joan and I have been saying, pardon, what'd you say? A lot. Now, don't really know if it's just because we're not paying attention, because we're distracted, because it's noisy in the house, but it's probably about time to go get your, get an ear checkup, a hearing test.
Well, let me tell you
where
who
can
to
I go?
See. Well, go see Roxanne. You know Roxanne.
Roxanne!
Roxanne with the Nebraska Land Hearing Center, a board-certified hearing instrument specialist with over 30 years of experience. And the cool thing is you don't have to travel. You don't have to go to Lincoln. You don't have to go to Omaha. You don't have to go to Denver. You can just have your hearing checked right here in Custer County because Roxanne sells the top technology available in the world right here. And when you deal with Roxanne, here's what you get that maybe you don't get in a big city, and that's just the good quality local service. Free follow-up care, office visits. Roxanne provides state-of-the-art tech, which includes rechargeable hearing aids, no batteries to worry about replacing. Also has some specials going on right now, kind of beat the heat special pricing through the end of August. So give Roxanne a call about all of those specials and set up your appointment today. The number to call is 308-384-3852. Let me give it to you again. 308-384-3852. You'll find them in downtown Broken Bow, located in the Broken Bow Chamber Building.
I didn't catch that number.
Yes.
Because I wasn't paying attention. I could hear you okay. Could you repeat that?
I would love to, Dave. 308 384 3852. The number for the Nebraska Land Hearing Center.
Thank you. You know what I'd like to do someday?
What would you like to do,
I'd like
Dave?
to have a plate of lasagna with Liana.
I'm sure she would enjoy that, too.
I think that would be so cool. We'll be back right after this.
At the Callaway Good Life Center, their hometown facility offers the security and comfort of a small town with the advantages of city living. They offer speech, occupational, and physical therapy for their residents. Visit CallawayGoodLife.com for more information.
For those 62 years of age and for those that are handicapped or disabled regardless of their age, the Grand Generation Manor in Callaway has affordable housing available. An equal housing opportunity provider and employer. They're located at 200 South Grand Avenue in Callaway. The Grand Generation Manor.
Keep the clutter away by switching from paper statements to e-statements. Bruning Bank wants to help you reduce unnecessary waste and earn $15 when you switch your account to e-statements. Our user-friendly website offers a safe and secure way to view your statement anytime, anywhere, and even faster than ever. Earn cash with a simple switch. This promotion is open to current and new Bruning Bank customers. Learn more at bruningbank.com or visit your nearest Bruning Bank location. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
I can bring it up now because I didn't want to pick on you because I know that we're back on even ground now after my apology this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
But
if you say so.
Well, your hair is just the length that when I saw you at the back of your head today, I saw your cowlick, and it would really look cool. And then a little bit ago, you had a rooster tail going.
I know. I've said it before. I've got a whole barnyard going on in my hair. I'm serious.
The rooster tail went away. I don't know what happened.
Well, I think I positioned my headphones just right to where it smashes it down.
Well, I don't know if you know this or not, but changing up with a little bit of caffeine can help control your hair. I read that I read that on Facebook.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be
on
true.
A blog. Skeeter was also chatting about it. So if you get the right coffee, it can actually control some of the wildness of your hair. That was on the blog.
Yeah.
But I'm really more concerned about the taste. You know, who cares about the hair? Let's just go for something a little bit different, a little bit added value, something a little more spunky as far as coffee goes once in a while. Where could I go to do that?
Well, one place you could go is Brewbaker's Coffee House and Gifts that you'll find in Arnold, Nebraska. I have a feeling a whole lot of people were checking that place out last week during the Sandhills Open Road Challenge activities and everything. Brewbaker's in Arnold, open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5, open on Saturday from 9 until 3. Get your day started off right with a delicious breakfast burrito, delicious bagel. Stop in the mid-afternoon for a pick-me-up with a delicious treat. And they've got delicious hot and cold drinks for you to enjoy as well. Also, a couple of things that have become really popular are their Dark Canyon coffee and their Piper Leaf teas. And the cool thing is they now have those available for purchase, so you can grab some to take home with you to keep the flavor going at home or at work. Also, when you're in there, make sure you check out their gift selection as well. They have some great wedding gift ideas for the new couple. Some silk flower arrangements and adorable artificial succulent arrangements are in. They have beautiful wall decor and some wonderful styles of eye-catching jewelry, just to name a few of the things you'll see in the gift department. So check them out today. They're in Arnold, Nebraska. Brewbakers, open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5. Open on Saturday from 9 to 3.
I would imagine some of you out there have said this before, no matter what, I don't know, what side of the fence you're on in particular things. This is a brand new song from Rodney Crowell. It's called Something Has to Change.
Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Already got both your jabs? Get ready for dose number 3.
At the present time, it looks as though if we were to give a booster to everyone, it would be another dose of the vaccines we've already received.
COVID expert Dr. William Schaffner asked them in this emergency room what's at stake.
Our medics are being overworked like crazy.
And COVID concerns helped push retail sales down 1.1% in July. Afghanistan, with the Taliban back in control, the Pentagon's ramping up preparations to bring thousands out. This Californian of Afghan descent asks, what then?
When the hashtag stop trending and media attention is not focused on Afghanistan, what will happen to the Afghan women as well as the ethnic and religious minorities of the country?
On Capitol Hill, mounting questions demanding answers.
The Democratic chairman of the Senate Armed Services and Intelligence Committee said they plan to hold hearings and investigations into how it is that Afghanistan collapsed so quickly.
CBS's Ed O'Keefe, CBS News Brief. I'm Vicki Barker.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's David Gascon.
National Football League, Adam Schefter reporting this morning the Jaguars are releasing Tim Tebow, playing the one preseason game that did not look good at all. Athletic reporting the Jets are hoping Elijah Moore can return in practice next week. He's listed as day-to-day with a quad injury. Meanwhile, Philadelphia 76ers are giving Joel Embiid an extension, a massive extension, 4 years and $196 million. That's according to Adrian Wojnarowski. Four-time All-Star was set to make $65 million over the last couple of years of his deal, but no more on that. He gets a fat payday. Major League Baseball, Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds will meet in the 2022 edition of Major League Baseball's Field of Dreams game in Dyersville, Iowa. Trevor Bauer back in court today, facing the accuser of domestic violence and sexual assault.
Here's your weatherology forecast. With high temperatures climbing into the upper 80s for today under lots of sun. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies will drop back to a low of 66. For Wednesday, abundant sunshine with highs approaching 90. And then for your Thursday, a chance for some afternoon showers and storms with a high of 87. For Friday, still that chance for storms there, back to the lower 80s. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. As we transition from prep season to watering season, Custer Electric and Irrigation wants to remind you of important offerings that set them apart. They are once again offering free FieldNet and NFTrax demos for this growing season. Demos are limited, so call today to reserve your pivot control or set of NFTrax. Want to skip the demo and buy? Custer Electric and Irrigation recently installed 4 radio bridges that allow the service area for telemetry and FieldNet to expand where you may not previously been able to get it. These bridges also mean cheaper annual subscriptions, so talk to Lance to see what he can do for you. In need of tires but don't want to upgrade to NFTrax? Custer Electric has 11.2 by 38 tires on hand and ready for your pivots. Finally, is your pivot leaking more water than irrigating? This is your reminder to not settle for second best on sprinklers. Update your sprinkler packages today for install before service season. For all this and more, call Lance at 880-1507. Check them out on Facebook or at custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
9:05 is your time. 69 degrees outside, some sunshine coming down on us here today. Going to warm up, as you heard, again this afternoon. So take care out there. Be careful. It kind of sneaks up on you out there. Brent Apperson is
Yes,
with
Dave.
me here, and we're trying our very best to get along today. I've apologized for any wrongdoings I did
Now,
yesterday.
see, when you say something like that,
Yeah.
you bring in the we thing. And it makes it sound like maybe I have done something to you, and it's never that way. It's, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you make it sound like we're not getting along. No, it's you picking on me.
We have guests here, Brent.
I'm sorry.
You kind of got on a tangent there.
Sorry.
I didn't
I need
mean
to
to
be
get
more
you on a
professional.
tangent. Let's talk about the Booster Club, and I mean some
Let's
things
do.
like that are important. I did have a question for our guest this morning.
Do you want to start with that, or do you want us to talk about kind of why they're here first?
Well, I'd like you to introduce them, and then I'd like to ask the questions, and the tough questions first.
Okay. I'm glad you guys are still here. I'm thinking they're probably thinking of leaving now. Excited. My goodness, you look at the calendar, and I think we say this every year, but where in the world did the summer go? But yeah, fall sports is ready to get going next week, if you can believe that. And something that we have enjoyed doing for, I think, several years now here at KCNI KBBN is working with the Broken Bow Athletic Booster Club for their fall sports kickoff. And we're going to do that again this week. It's going to be held Thursday at Kincaidor Brewing Company in Broken Bow. We'll be visiting with athletes and coaches of all the Broken Bow fall sports programs. And we have a couple of members of the Broken Bow Athletic Booster Club with us this morning on the Breakfast Show to talk about it. Good morning to Barry Fox and Wanda Eberly.
Good morning.
Nice to have you guys here.
Nice to be back.
All right, Dave. You have some questions?
I just have a couple.
Okay. You want to pose those now or wait?
I think maybe
now?
As I think about it, it'd be more professional to wait towards the end. We want our show to be professional. That's right. And it's kind of a lead-in. Yeah. Thanks, Barry, for that.
Oh, wow. I was trying to think, do you guys know how long we've been doing this now with you guys for the fall sports kickoff? Have we hit 10 years yet?
Oh, no, not
No?
10 years, I don't think. But, gosh, we'd be getting close to 5 or 6 for sure.
Yeah. Because I know this has to be my 4th or 5th one, and I know that you were doing it before I came back.
Yeah, it might be closer to 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great event. It's a great way to kind of get into the fall sports season, and of course we love talking to the kids and talking to the coaches, so we'll look forward to that. I guess let's just start with Barry, again, where it's going to be held. It's going to be at Kincaidor again this year, right?
Yep, out at Kincaidor again on this Thursday. So we'll get things kind of kicked off around 5 o'clock, and we'll have a nice little burger feed, burgers and hot dogs and mac and cheese from the Tumbleweed.
Ooh.
Carmen's graciously donating that for us for the feed, and so that'll be great. And we'll get a few more people out there to cook for us, so you can hassle them. And
wow, man, you give the menu. Would you be willing to interview a coach or two for me so I can eat?
Whatever we got to do.
Okay.
Whatever we got to do.
Well, we'll look forward to that. Yeah, we're going to have the coaches there. We're going to have the athletes there. It'll be from 5 to 8. We'll be visiting with the cross-country kids in the 5 o'clock hour. Coach Daffer and the gang. Had a great season, great end of the season last year. Got a lot of kids coming back. Some kids that qualified for the state meet last year coming back to run again this year. So we'll kind of get things started with them in the 5 o'clock hour. Did receive a note that the Broken Bow girls golf team may not be able to get there after practice until after 6 o'clock. So once we get into 6 o'clock, we'll kind of focus on volleyball, girls golf, and then in the 7 o'clock hour, we'll have the football team for you. And again, we'll be broadcasting all of this on the air as well, KBBN 95.3 FM. But we encourage people to come out live because, Wanda, when the crowd is big, that's when the event's really fun.
That is right. We like to see a big group out there, so definitely come on out. It's a fun way to start the fall season.
Yeah. I was thinking about all the things that the Booster Club has been involved in, and I know last year at the event, we were talking about the brand new floor that was going to be at the Indian Gym. Now, I've not seen it in person yet. I've seen pictures, but I know that the Booster Club was heavily involved in helping raise funds to make that project come to a reality. Have you guys seen the floor in person yet?
I have not. I'm with you. Just a picture.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in person yet either.
Well, that's just a sample of one of the things that the Booster Club does as far as helping facilities continue to improve. And I can't wait to call a game at the Indian Gym because that new floor looks really nice.
Yeah, it looks awesome. So, and we've got a really exciting fundraiser activity this year as well. So I think we worked with Darren Toby, Mr. Toby, and Mr. Ellis. We've worked with them on some new exciting ideas, I guess, and so our big fundraiser item this year is we're looking at a new huge live video scoreboard to go out on the football and track. So we'll be able to use that for cross country, for track, for football, for all those events. And so the idea is long term we'll be able to tie track timing systems into that. You'll be able to see scores, and as people come across, we can scroll through that. We can potentially do replays, all kinds of neat stuff. So we're really excited about potentially being involved and helping make that happen.
Man, that's amazing. If that project has sparked interest in somebody, I'm guessing they could just talk to someone on the Booster Club if they already want to donate to that.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. And anything that you do helps the Booster Club raise funds towards that. So whether you're an advertiser for our sports programs, or you give us a membership, or you come to the Indian Nation banquet, which is happening in September, any of those kind of things, support us during track concessions, all those things go towards us being able to support Broken Bow Athletics in that project.
Yeah. I know that one of the things you do to kind of help raise funds, the press box facility at Mark Russell Field. Oh my goodness! I remember when I first arrived here. I remember when the press box was over on the other side, and that was the first game I ever helped with. Tom Hilkemeyer was sports director at that time, and we did one over there. And to just see the way that whole thing has come together and what it is now. And I've heard this from other schools, too. It's one of the nicest press box facilities that there is in the area for a school of this size. And I know one thing that you guys do is that there's a couple of spots in the press box that you raffle off where people can purchase and view a football game from. Are you going to auction off some of those games the night of the kickoff Thursday?
We are. We'll auction the 2 games that will happen before the Indian Nation banquet. So the first one is the first home game against Ogallala next Friday, the 27th, and then also the homecoming game, which is September 10th against Gothenburg. So we will auction those off, when everybody's there and we've got a good crowd. And so if you're interested in those box seats, you definitely want to come out and bid on those.
And there's actually 2 boxes there for each game, and so one seat's about 4 to 5. They'll let you cram as many as you can in there, but that 4 to 5, and the other one comfortably seats 8 in the other one. So that's it's really neat. You kind of right there next to the opposing team's radio and coaches and stuff, so you kind of get to hear what they think's going on, and it is kind of fun.
Well, I can tell you from personal experience, it's one of the best seats in the house when you're in the press box. So we'll encourage you to come out. I'm guessing we'll probably do that, in the 7 o'clock hour, probably sometime.
Right.
So, if you want to get in on the bidding on that, make sure you come to that. Anything else on the kickoff that we want to mention? It's going to be on the radio, as we mentioned, 5 to 8. We want you to come out, join us live. We talked about the food options that are available. Anything else regarding that you want to mention that we maybe haven't touched on?
Maybe just a transition to that Indian Nation tailgate is that we will be selling tickets for that evening, in addition to the raffle tickets that we're doing this year too. So the focus of that this year is, again, we want to give back to local businesses. They're the ones that help us, or area businesses. So we're doing Boost Local is the theme. So it's $10 a raffle ticket, and you can win $2,500 to spend at area businesses, minimum $500 at a business. So that way we can kind of help give back to those that help us out. So.
Yeah. You guys want to talk about the Indian Nation banquet a little bit? Because I assume that tickets are on sale for that now, are they?
They are. They're on sale now. Banquet tickets is $25, or you can sponsor a table for $175, and that'll get you 8 people. So that, again, is September 11th. So I think that's the night of the homecoming dance, just after homecoming on Friday night.
Okay.
So the Husker game is early in the day, starts at 2:30. We kind of get rolling about 5:30, so we will make sure that we've got the game on so that you can see that during social time, and that'll all be done. Should be wrapped up, I think, by the time we start dinner at 7 o'clock. So lots of lots of auction items there. We're seeing some great items that the local businesses have been willing to donate for us to be able to offer those items out to the public and auction those off. So it should be a great time. We've got Smoking Hot will be they'll be catering for us, and we're doing a barbecue.
Right.
2 different barbecue meats and a couple of sides and a bun should really be. We kind of try to stay with that tailgate theme.
Sure.
Have a little bit of fun. We have some games and do some cornhole tournaments and things like that. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay. And what we just talked about, that's the Indian Nation tailgate party on September 11th. Cobblestone?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So keep that in mind. But this Thursday, that'll be our fall sports kickoff, but you'll have tickets for the tailgate party available.
We will.
All right.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Sounds good. Anything else we need to touch on in regards to either event or just fundraising or what the Booster Club does in general?
I think we can we'll try to cover more of the things that the Booster Club has donated. We've been, I think, really successful over the past few years several years. And we've really been able to donate a lot of things back to the school. I think this past year we donated, do you have that number, Wanda, up over $40,000 worth given back to the school in this past year. So we've really been thankful for all the businesses and all the people that have been willing to support Broken Bow Athletics and given us the opportunity to do that.
Well, Dave and I have talked about this several times. Just the giving attitude and the giving heart of people in this area, and I'm sure you've got a lot of donations from people who are past graduates, or have left the area but still have a tie to Broken Bow. And I know that you're appreciative of all the donations that you guys get.
Definitely, it's kind of humbling. Again, like you said, everything that this community does to support so many things, and we're certainly thankful.
Yeah. All right, so we'll give another invitation to join us on Thursday when we do the fall sports kickoff. It'll be at Kincaider, 5 to 8. We'll talk to the coaches and the players of all the fall sports teams and get you pumped up and ready to go for the fall sports season.
It'll be fun.
The thing that I like, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but when we go do a state event, say Broken Bow makes it to state, as an announcer, they won't let you wear anything Broken Bow. I'm going to wear my Broken Bow stuff Thursday.
Oh, good.
That okay? Will you guys allow me to do that?
Definitely.
Thank you very much. So we'll invite everybody out. And again, don't forget it will be on the radio as well. We'll broadcast it live on KBBN 95.3 FM.
Great interview, guys. Gosh, I really enjoyed that. Very professional.
Good. Thanks.
A lot of information, friendly conversation. I think it made for a good radio show.
That's what we're here for.
Now I didn't really ask any, I don't think anyway, controversial questions.
I don't think so.
Dave, did you have any questions that you wanted to ask?
That is my job.
That's kind of what I was afraid of.
I wanted to ask Barry, didn't it kind of bother you and hurt you just a little bit that they replaced the gym floor in the Broken Bow High School gym, where you actually, as I heard the folklore, broke some of the flooring out one time when you were playing basketball, when you jammed it and dunked it and came down and broke the actual flooring? Doesn't it that was kind of a history in the making. Does it bother you that that's gone now?
I know that that's the folklore. The reality is that I pulled the whole backboard down and it damaged the floor back then, and I had to replace it then. So that floor's already been replaced.
Okay, I'm glad you cleared that
up. I do
up.
have some pieces of that for sale, though, if you'd like someday.
Okay. No, the fundraiser.
He's a legend.
I'm trying to think. I think I called that play, actually.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Kind of fond of Wanda.
Yeah.
A question for you. Does it bother you when men have cowlicks?
What are you saying, Dave?
Trust me, this comes back to me.
Oh.
Trust me.
Oh.
Now, here we go. Go ahead. Say it.
No,
It does
not.
Good.
Rooster tails?
It doesn't bother me either.
How do you feel about sushi?
I like sushi.
Okay, all right. There you go. Barry?
I love sushi.
Do you really?
I do.
Okay. And you're both happily married. Okay, so let me write that down. What we have found in our survey is that people who try other foods, their mates are more attracted to them. So keep the variety going. Now, Brent, he's a mashed potatoes and meat guy.
I'm not an adventurous eater. I'll be the first one to admit it.
So we're going to go out to the grocery cart in a week or two, and we're going to have a feast on fish, raw. And we're thinking,
see,
he doesn't know what he's missing, does he?
See, he does this we thing all the time. We are going to do this before he even talks to me about it.
Well, we've got it set up with Steve out at the grocery cart. And if anyone else wants to join us out there, they can when we set the date, and you guys are welcome. But since you already eat raw fish, it wouldn't really be anything different. I mean, you have to change up your diet every once in a while. So, but you're welcome to come.
You know, they do eel that's cooked. It's not raw.
Well, I've heard that there are cooked options.
Yeah.
There at the grocery cart, and I got to be honest, that's what I'm going for. I'm just not.
You got to try a little tuna, a little salmon. You'll be okay.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a recommendation? Because I like a conservative recommendation to start with, because I've never
on the raw side. I think if you start with the tuna and the salmon, those are going to be the most mild flavored, and it's just a matter of what you prefer personally. But those two, you shouldn't be scared. My 8-year-old daughter's been eating it for probably 3 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You'll be surprised.
I've not had it myself either.
Right.
But since I've started talking about it, I'm telling you, my wife's just given me she just looks at me differently.
Dave read a study.
That could mean a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. Dave read a study a few days ago that it wasn't even, where was it done at? Australia?
I don't remember where the study was done.
But anyway, there was a study apparently that was done, and they said that study showed that people who try different foods are more attractive.
To the opposite sex. Yeah. And
because neither one of us eat sushi, then Dave thought, oh, hey, let's go eat sushi.
And I saw Joan looking at me last night when we were watching TV in a different way.
I'm looking at you in a different way right now, too.
Oh, gosh. Well, guys, honestly, the Booster Club has done so many different things. I was thinking about some of the things that your group has done over the years. Weren't you involved in maybe getting the air conditioning started at one time there when it was like in the gym or something?
Yeah, that's been a while ago. Yeah.
And look what happened there. Right. Now we have a cool gym that they can have the graduation ceremonies in, and of course the sports contest when it's a little bit warmer time of the year. That was a big one, I think.
Yeah. Quite a while ago. Yep.
Bleachers,
yes.
Yeah.
Right. The gym floor, lots of conditioning equipment.
Yeah.
Golf bags, all kinds of stuff. We try to, we've been meeting with the coaches in the spring for the last maybe 3 or 4 years to kind of get an idea from them what they would like to see. So we've really done a lot more that way too. So that's kind of a fun thing to do.
Yeah, well, it's a great group, and there are other booster clubs. We've talked about it for art and music and that sort of thing that are just as important, and support from the community. The idea that there's groups out there that do that, I think, is probably the biggest plus. What the monetary part of it and what can be done is great, but just the idea for the kids knowing that parents and people and citizens are behind it and want to make those improvements, a pretty good deal.
It is.
Yeah.
And just so you know, thank you for asking us to be involved in your event too. We love doing it, and thanks for that.
Thank you. So. You guys do a great job, and I just want to say thanks to Kincaidor too. They've hosted this for a few years now, and also Carmen out at Tumbleweed. She's always very generous and does such a great job with the food. So
she helps us a ton on the Booster Club, and is always willing to.
I don't know how she does it. She keeps up with everything, but she does. And when you think about the first times that this was held at Kincaidor's, think of all the changes you've had there from building a stage. That wasn't there when we first started. Expanding the patio, the top. It's a fantastic growth you've had there, and you notice it every year when you go back. It's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Anything else, Brent? Did you want to talk about lasagna or any other controversial pancakes or anything like that?
No.
Oh, let's just ask.
Okay.
I'm curious. When you have pancakes, do you have peanut butter with them, or do you just put butter on them?
I am actually a peanut butter on a pancake person.
Oh. I wonder what that means.
You better look it up.
Barry, are you a peanut butter guy?
No, I can go either way.
Yeah.
It depends how I'm feeling. If I need to be filled up, which I don't need to be filled up much these days, so I try to stay away from the pancakes altogether, but I do enjoy them.
Well, they can make you want to take a nap if you have a big one. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Brent, it's been a pleasure working with you on this interview. I must say it's a thrill for me to be here with you today.
Well, it almost sounds like there's some finality to that.
It almost sounds like this is our last show together. Like, wow.
You got to keep it around at least till the sushi event.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm going to say, at least let me help them with their event on Thursday before you boot me out of here.
No, I have no intention of doing that. I just wanted to spread the love here this morning. That's all. All right, let's get some music going.
We're spreading something. I don't know if it's love, but. Right here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Delicious drinks, hot and cold, and every month they do kind of a featured drink for the month, actually several. And so we want to run through the August featured drinks for you this month at Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts in Broken Bow. This month they are featuring the iced lime in the coconut mocha, a mixture of coconut, lime, and mocha sauce. Also the frozen mudslide, Irish cream, and mocha drizzle. The passionberry Italian soda, passion fruit and raspberry. Also featured this month at Prairie Grounds, the toasted chai, toasted marshmallow, 2 shots of espresso, and spice chai. And the Old Glory 7-shot Americano. Those are the featured drinks this month at Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts in Broken Bow, Nebraska. So check it out. Don't forget about that beautiful patio that they have in the back that you can go out and visit and have a nice conversation with your friends and family. And make sure you check out their gift selection as well. They got a lot of neat gift ideas right there at Prairie Grounds. They're open Monday through Friday, 7 to 4, and they're open on Saturday from 8 until 2. That's Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts in Broken Bow.
You know, that really surprises me about Wanda.
What?
I didn't think, it just shocks me. I didn't think she was a peanut butter on her pancake person.
Oh.
Just didn't think so.
I was surprised how much Barry likes sushi.
Yeah, he loves it. You will too. I think we will.
Okay.
I think you and I will love it. There's a lot happening on the community calendar page on Sandhills Express. Take a look at it. One of those things is this Sunday, the Callaway Volunteer Fire and Rescue Annual Barbecue Fundraiser is taking place from 5 until 7 at the Callaway Community Center. They're going to have pulled pork sandwiches, smoked sausage links, chips, baked beans, and more. And that's taking place Sunday. The Callaway Volunteer Fire and Rescue's annual barbecue fundraiser, 5 until 7 at the Callaway Community Center. You can find out on Sandhills Express community calendar page, along with other events coming up. One of those, as we mentioned earlier, is the mobile food pantry from 3 until 5 this Thursday at Mason City's First Baptist Church. Drive up. And it is a drive-up situation. They'll have a box of food there for you, free of charge. Anyone is welcome. No documents are needed. Mid-Plains Community College looking for an employee.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we understand that Joan, that's been coming in to the studio, is leaving. And we wish her the very, very best. But that leaves an opening for somebody out there to take advantage of and become part of the Mid-Plains community family.
Yeah, they are accepting applications right now for a full-time outreach administrative assistant. And this is at Mid-Plains Community College, the Broken Bow campus. Responsibilities would include, but are not limited to, general office duties, use of social media for communication and promotional purposes, specific community education program development, troubleshooting technology, assisting students and instructors, processing payments, travel to other Mid-Plains Community College locations as needed, and assisting the campus administrator. The position is accompanied by the full benefits package, and you can view those details by checking out the listing on their website, mpcc.edu. If you would like to apply, send a letter of interest, current resume, and unofficial transcripts, as well as a completed Mid-Plains Community College application form, which you can download and is available on the mpcc.edu website. You send that to Mid-Plains Community College, Human Resources, 1101 Halligan Drive, North Platte, Nebraska, 69101. Now, I know that's a lot of information, so all of this is posted for you on sandhillsexpress.com. You can check out the full job listing by going to sandhillsexpress.com and clicking on the employment page.
Thank you, Brent. It has been a pleasure working with you today.
Pleasure's been all mine.
We as a team do things together, no matter whether we feel confident about it or not. We know as working as a team together, we can pull through and make it happen. And those are the type of things in our minds that get us through each and every day here on The Breakfast Show. Wonderful guests coming in, but every once in a while we hit some challenges, but together we will prevail.
Well, I feel like there should be applause or something after that. Wow, what a speech to end the show.
One of the things that we take pride in here at KCNI KBBN, maybe a little more so here on KBBN, is dabbling in things a little bit different musically. There's so many stations out there that have program directors from other places. They call them programming consultants. And they tell you, and I can vouch for this because I know it's true, they tell you to play the proven mainstream rock songs of all time and play them over and over and over again. And that probably works in larger communities where the population is large and diverse, and you can say, I'm going after the people who want to hear the same classic rock songs over and over again. It's a little bit different out here in this part of the country. And we love bringing you pure country over on KCNI, classic rock on KBBN. But it's fun to kind of dabble in different kinds of rock, and new rock and old rock. We're going to close with Wanda Jackson. Kind of fond of Wanda Jackson.
Okay.
She dated Elvis Presley back in the day. She also was at the Custer County Fair many, many years ago.
Really?
In the 60s, 1960s. Following her kind of 3 minutes of fame being a rockabilly singer and dating Elvis Presley for a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And she was on tour, and she performed here at the county fair, and I got that information from Rand Barney many years ago because Rand remembered her being here. She hit another peak in her career 10 years ago where people started remembering her music and the style that she played, and she was playing in Chicago and all over the place. She played with Tom Jones, and she's just kind of a unique person. So we're going to close with Wanda Jackson.
All right.
Not the Wanda who was just here that puts peanut butter on her pancakes, but this is Wanda Jackson, and she's covering a rock and blues song called Tore Down. Have yourself a great day.
See you, Dave.
So good to work with you,
Oh,
Brandon.
pleasure's all mine.